Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna. So very warm welcome to all of you for today's session on the Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll start our session with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So we discussed in our previous session that how a devotee of the Lord, he knows that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he is the time factor or time element, which is the most powerful element in this whole creation. Everything is controlled by time. But what is time? Time is an expansion of Krishna. So a devotee knows that, and that's why he is not afraid of time. Whereas we discussed that everyone who is not a devotee or who does not know about the Supreme Lord and the time element, they are all afraid of time. They are always worried about their future. Because time has three phases: past, present, and future. So you can't do anything about your past and you don't know your future. But those who are non-devotees, they are always worried about their future because no one knows what is going to happen tomorrow. But a pure devotee of Krishna is not worried. Why? Because he knows whatever may happen, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. Krishna is going to protect me under all circumstances. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna Vishwasa Palana. That faith, that conviction a devotee has, that come what may, whatever be the situation, Krishna will protect me under all circumstances. Whether I die today or I die tomorrow, I'll be protected by Krishna, even after death. But a non-devotee does not have that conviction because he knows that one day I have to die. and they don't know the future. A pure devotee also may not know the future, but he is confident about protection of Krishna, right? So a non-devotee does not know his future, but he does not know even Krishna, and he does not know the time element, which is Krishna himself, and that's why he is always in anxiety. A pure devotee may also not know the future, but he knows one thing about the future, that Krishna will protect him. And that is why he is not worried about the future. He is always happy, blissful, joyful, executing his seva, executing his services for Krishna. Because he knows that Krishna will always protect him under all circumstances. Sometimes people don't understand Krishna's protection. People think Krishna's protection means they should be materially very sound and healthy and monetarily very solid or sound. No. Of course, if Krishna wants, that may happen with devotees. But real protection, because Krishna is not interested in the body. Krishna is not interested in our bodies, because body is matter, which is external energy of Krishna. Krishna is interested in us as spirit souls. So Krishna gives us spiritual protection, not material protection. He may give material protection also to his devotees, and he gives also, but that is not how we know the protection of Krishna. Krishna protects us spiritually, and Krishna talks about it in the sixth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Prapya punya kritam lesham ushitva shashvati shama shuchinam srimatam gehe yoga brashto vijayate. Right? So Krishna says there that पूर्वाभ्यासेन येनैव क्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य. Right? So Lord Krishna says that a devotee, even if he is not able to complete his bhakti in this life, Krishna makes sure that in the next life he gets the opportunity again. Right? That is the protection which Krishna gives. Even if a devotee is not able to perform his devotional service properly, still Krishna awards all kinds of benediction to his devotee. So that is Krishna's protection. So we cannot judge Krishna's protection only by thinking that Krishna will protect devotees materially only. No. Real protection is spiritual. Okay. So the context here in this chapter, which we are discussing, is that a non-devotee does not know his future and he does not know Krishna and time element also. A pure devotee, although he may also not know his future, but he knows Krishna will protect him in future. So that confidence, that conviction a pure devotee has. And that is why he's always blissful. He's never afraid of anything. Whereas a non-devotee is always afraid about his future. Now, today we'll begin our discussion with text 38, Shloka number 38 of the 29th chapter of the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yontah pravishya bhutani bhutairatyakhilashrayaha savishnakyo धियज्ञोऽसौ कालः कालयतां प्रभुः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य भूतानि भूतैरत्यखिलाश्रयः स विष्णाख्यो धियज्ञोऽसौ कालः कलयतां प्रभुः. Translation: Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, is the time factor and the master of all masters. He enters everyone's heart. He is the support of everyone, and he causes every being to be annihilated by another. Now you see. So what is Bhagwan Kapil saying here? That yontah pravishya bhutani. Yo anta pravishya. Pravishya means to enter. Bhutani means all the living entities. Bhutar atya khilashraya. So Bhagwan Kapil is saying that yo yah antah pravishya. Antah pravishya. The Supreme Lord. He has entered into. Antah pravishya means to enter into. Right. So the Lord has entered, the Supreme Lord has entered into every living entity as Paramatma, as Super Soul. Bhutarapya Khilashraya. And he only causes Apti. Apti means destruction or death. So he causes the destruction of everyone. He causes the everyone to die, and he causes destruction of this whole creation also. And Savishnu Akhyo Adhiyagyo Sa. So Vishnu Akhyo. Vishnu means Lord Vishnu. Akhyo means he is known as Lord Vishnu. So that super soul, that Paramatma is known as Lord Vishnu. Adhiyagyo so, and he is Adhiyagyo. Adhiyagyo means he is the purpose and the enjoyer of all the sacrifices. All the sacrifices, all the yagyas are meant for Lord Vishnu, and he is the enjoyer of all the yagyas. So what is yagya? Yagya means any activity that we do in this world for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu, that is called yagya. So all the yagya or all the activities are meant to be enjoyed by Lord Vishnu. All the yagyas are meant to please and satisfy Lord Vishnu. Okay. So Savishnakhyo Dhigyoso, so that Lord Vishnu, he is Paramatma, he is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma, as Super Soul, and he causes destruction of all living entities. Kala Kalayatam Prabhu. And he is the Kala Kalayata. He is the Kala. Kala means he is the time factor. And he is the master. Prabhu. Prabhu means he is the master. Kalayata means of all the masters, he is the supreme master. That means he is the supreme Lord. Okay. Of all means controller. So of all he is the supreme controller. Of all the masters, he is the supreme master. So what more clarity do we need? There is no greater clarity than this. It is clearly stated by Bhagwan Kapil that the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he is the Kalpakalayatam Prabhu. He is the Supreme Master, he is the Supreme Lord. He is seated within everyone's heart as Paramatma. He causes annihilation, he causes destruction. He is the maintainer, he is the creator, everything. He is everything. And he is the enjoyer and the purpose of all the yagyas. All the yagyas are meant for him, to please him. You see, that is why our whole life should be yajna. Our whole life should be surrendered to Lord Vishnu. Even one moment wasted without serving or without remembering Krishna is the greatest loss. You see, the greatest asset that we have in our life is time. That's what we discussed, isn't it? And time is the expansion of the Supreme Lord, right? Everything is controlled by time, and everyone has very limited time. So, whatever time is there, if we don't spend that time for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu, then that time will never come back. That is why our scriptures say avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam. We should never waste our time in anything except serving Krishna, because that is the only way we can use our time properly. Any other action that we perform without serving Krishna, that is not yajna. Yajna means to spend our time in serving Krishna. That is called yajna. So if all our time we dedicate to serving the Lord, then our whole life becomes yajna. Particularly, the two most important principles is Shravanam and Kirtanam. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, 16 rounds. It's a must for everyone. It's not an optional thing. Chanting of 16 rounds is not an optional thing. Chanting of 16 rounds means what? One mantra of Hare Krishna is equal to 16 names of Krishna. And one round, one mala of Hare Krishna is equal to 108 into 16. And 16 rounds, 16 malas of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is equal to 16 into 108 into 16. That is the number of breaths that we take in a day. That is how we breathe whole day. So chanting 16 rounds means with every breath, we remember Krishna. So that is yajna. Our each and every breath of ours becomes yajna if we chant 16 rounds. Okay. Then Shravanam. But chanting will be effective. Chanting will be a result in our life only if we do good Shravanam. If there is no Shravanam, Shravanam means to hear Krishna Katha from the spiritual master, from pure devotee. If we do not hear Krishna Katha, if there is no Shravanam, if there is no hearing of Hari Katha or Krishna Katha, then our chanting will be ineffective. It will be useless. Chanting is like a vehicle. It's a car which will take us to Krishna. But the fuel in the vehicle is Shravanam. If there is no fuel in the vehicle, if there is no petrol in the vehicle, how will you drive the vehicle to Krishna? So vehicle is Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chanting. But the fuel is Shravanam or hearing of Krishna Katha from the spiritual master. That is why you see Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, he was the emperor of the whole earthly planet. We all know about Parikshit Maharaj. In the first canto, we discussed in detail about Maharaj Parikshit. So Maharaj Parikshit, he, of course, is a pure devotee of Krishna. But not only that he is a pure devotee of Krishna, he also was the emperor of the whole world. So he was not an ordinary person in that sense. He was not an ordinary devotee. And even before his birth, within the mother's womb, he was protected by Krishna. So he had mercy of Krishna even before his birth. Okay. So now Parikshit Maharaj, as we know, he was traveling through a forest and he was cursed by a Brahmin boy that after 7 days he'll be killed by a snake bite. Right? That was the curse which he got from a Brahmin boy. Now, if Parikshit Maharaj wanted, he could have retaliated, but he did not do that. Instead, what did he do? What did he do? Immediately he went to the bank of Ganges, bank of Mother Ganga, River Ganga, sat down at that place. And what did he do? Hear Harikatha from his Guru Shukdev Goswami. In fact, in that assembly where Parikshit Maharaj was present, when he decided to leave his body after 7 days, he knew that he'll be leaving his body after 7 days. But that preparation to leave his body in those 7 days, what was the preparation? The preparation was hearing, Shravanam. He only did Shravanam. To prepare for his death. Now, Parikshit Maharaj was fortunate that he knew that after 7 days he'll die. But that fortune is not available to anyone in this world. No one knows when is he going to die. And therefore, we should always be prepared. And that preparation happens by proper Shravanam. And along with Shravanam, we also do Kirtanam. That means on a regular basis, hearing of Krishna Katha. And along with that, chanting of 16 rounds every day without fail. That's what we recite every day in the prayers. Nashta prayesho bhadresho nityam bhagavat sevaya. Isn't it? Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudire. Nashta prayesho bhadreshu. Nashta prayesho bhadreshu. All abhadras, all abhadra means impurities. All the impurities within our heart will be destroyed by Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Bhagavat means a pure devotee of Krishna. Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. Just by serving a pure devotee of Krishna, all our impurities will be destroyed. You see? So Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So there is Granth Bhagavat, the scripture that we are reading, we are discussing, that is Granth Bhagavat or Scripture Bhagavat. But real meaning of why this is called scripture Bhagavat, because Bhagavat means a pure devotee of Krishna, right? So Nashta Prameshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So by eternally, Nityam Bhagavat Seva means eternally we have to serve a pure devotee. And only by serving a pure devotee, Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. We become fixed up in bhakti, we become fixed up in Krishna bhakti only by serving a pure devotee. There is no other way. No one has ever attained Krishna without serving the spiritual master. You see, even when Parikshit Maharaj, he was about to give up his body, he was preparing for his death, and to witness his death, because death of a pure devotee is very glorious. So to witness his death, living entities from all over the universe had arrived. Narad Rishi had come, Vyasdev had come, all many demigods, great saintly sages from all over the universe they had come to witness the passing away of Maharaj Parikshit. Now, amongst all of them, Shukdev Goswami was youngest by age. He was just 16-year-old. But still, he was given the highest seat in the assembly. Now, there was Narad Rishi, who is the greatest devotee in the universe. There was Vyasdev, who is considered to be the guru of everyone. But all of them, the highest seat was given to Shukdev Goswami. Why? Because Shukdev Goswami was the guru of Maharaj Parikshit. All other great devotees were there. But still, who was his guru? Shukdev Goswami. So he was given the highest seat. Although spiritually, there were many devotees who may be much higher than him, but still he was given the highest seat. Why? Because that is the system. So, what does it show? Did Maharaj Parikshit attain the highest position because of Shravan? No, because he did Shravanam from pure devotee. That's why he attained perfection. That is why it is said, Nashta Prayash Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya, eternally serving a pure devotee. That's how we attain pure bhakti to Krishna. Pure bhakti cannot be attained by chanting, or how much ever nicely a person may chant, how much ever nicely he may do austerities, tapasya, all that he may do, but he cannot attain pure bhakti. Pure bhakti can only be attained by mercy of a pure devotee. There is no other way. So that is why every day we read that in the morning, isn't it? Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya. So Shravanam and Kirtanam, these two must be performed sincerely. But why we advance in Shravanam? When we do Shravanam and Kirtanam, why do we advance? Because we are all serving our spiritual master. That's why we are advancing. This Shravanam may be performed by a person who may hear it just as a story. Then that advancement will not be there. You see, if a person simply does Shravanam without surrendering to Guru, then advancement will not be there. That is what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in the fourth chapter, the 34th shloka. Until unless we surrender to Guru, hearing from him will not be that effective. Real effect will come when we surrender, when we start serving. What does Krishna say? Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. How to surrender to Guru, how to approach a spiritual master. So first is tad vidhi pranipaten. We first surrender to him. Pranipat means to bow down in a humble way, not in a challenging spirit. No, very humbly we bow down before Guru. Right? Guru is not our friend. He is not a friend. Krishna may be our friend. We can make Krishna as our friend, but Guru is not friend. Our relationship with Guru should be very, very with great awe and reverence. Guru Vandana, in the temple, we have Guru Vandana. It starts with, you see the wordings which are there. Shri Guru Charana Padma Keval Bhakati Sadma Vandu Mui Savadhana Mate. All of you have attended Guru Vandana. So what are the wordings? You see, when we attend Aartis in the temple, these are all great Vaishnava songs that we sing along with that. Now, these Vaishnava songs, the meanings have to be very deeply contemplated. Simply standing in Aarti and simply hearing, real hearing will be when we deeply contemplate on the meanings. So, the first stanza, the first sentence of Guru Vandana, what is that? Shri Guru Charana Padma Keval Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma. The lotus feet. Charana Padma means lotus. Charan means the lotus feet of Guru. Shri Guru Charana Padma Keval Bhakati Sadma. That is the only way. Keval means there is the only way by which we can attain Bhakti. Bhakti Sadma means abode. So the lotus feet of our spiritual master is the abode of pure Bhakti. Vando Muni Samardhana Mate. Vando Muni. Vando means to bow down, to pay obeisances. Samardhana Mate. I pay obeisances to Guru with Samardhan. Samardhan means with great attention, with great reverence. That I may not commit any mistake, I may not commit any offense. Why? Because in Mangalarati, that's what we sing. Yasya prasada bhagavat prasado, yasya prasada nagati kuto. If Guru is happy, Krishna is happy. If Guru is not happy, there is no gati, there is no destiny. You see? So our whole bhakti is directly proportional to the pleasure of the spiritual master. Our whole bhakti is directly related to the spiritual master. Unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, people are not trained properly to respect, to give respect to a sadhu, to give respect to Guru. You know, in the material world, everyone is taught. What is the teaching that we get in our colleges and schools? Oh, we have to become independent. I don't need anyone. You know, this kind of training we get in modern slaughterhouses of education. But that is not the real training. The Vedic training is Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandante Guru Hitam. 100 years back. This education system is 100 years old. Modern education system. Before that, everyone used to study in Gurukul. And what was the system? Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandante Guru Hitam. Brahmachari means his only goal of life is to serve the mission of Guru. Nothing else. That was the training. Now, because currently people are not trained like that. Everyone is trained in these slaughterhouses of education, where they have no understanding of how to treat, a saintly person, how to treat the spiritual master. They don't know that. But that is how, that's why these Vaishnava songs give us an idea that what should be our mood, what should be our attitude before the spiritual master. He is not a friend. No, he is a spiritual father. Our whole spiritual life depends on him. By mistake, if we displease him, although spiritual master is never displeased by a disciple, but a disciple has to be very careful not to displease his guru. So people don't understand all these things nowadays. But that's what I have been trained like, you know. Whatever I do in my life is just for the pleasure of my Guru Maharaj. I don't preach to please people. Never, ever. People have suggested so many things, you do like this, you do like that. No. I preach to please my Guru Maharaj. He is everything to me. Because I know by pleasing him, I please Krishna. So, so that is how we advance in bhakti. So here it is mentioned that Vishnu Akyo Dhyagyo saw. Lord Vishnu is the Adhyagya. He is by through him we offer our, all the sacrifices are meant for him. He is the purpose of all the yagyas. But how do we make our life yagya? How do we serve Lord Vishnu? By serving Guru. We can't directly serve Lord Vishnu. No. We serve the Lord through the spiritual master. These are very important instructions. And all the things that we do in the temple, if we deeply contemplate on the meanings of all these Vaishnava bhajans, we'll realize how important it is to what is the real Vedic understanding, what is the real Shastric understanding, how to develop Shastra Chakshu. Shastra Chakshu means the eyes of the Shastras. What do the scriptures say? You see, in the Guru Vandana, the last stanza is चक्षुदान दिलो यही जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो, राइट. श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनार बंधु. Sri Guru is Karuna Sindhu, he is ocean of mercy. Adhama Janar Bandhu, he is friend of the fallen people. And the final sentence is Ebeyash Gushuk Tribhuvana. Haha Prabhu Koro Daya, Deho More Pada Chhaya, Ebeyash Gushuk Tribhuvana. Haha Prabhu Koro Daya, oh my spiritual master, please be merciful on me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Ebeyash Gushuk Tribhuvana. I want your glories to spread all over the three worlds. You see? So deep meanings these all these songs have. And when we are singing them, we should very deeply contemplate on the meanings. Then we will see how our attendance of aartis become more and more blissful. More and more, with every aarti will advance more and more. So first of all, we should remember all these aartis which we do in the temple, the Mangala Aarti, Darshana Aarti, and very deeply contemplate on the meanings of these aartis. Okay. And then when we serve with good consciousness, our spiritual master, then we receive mercy of Guru, Although Guru is always merciful, he is never, he is not, normally it is said that pure devotees of Krishna are more merciful than Krishna. So pure devotee is always very merciful. But yeah, for a disciple, it's very important to be always very careful about his dealings with pure devotee or spiritual master. Why? Because that is how we advance in bhakti. Our whole bhakti depends on mercy of spiritual master. So these are some of the important secrets of bhakti. These are some, this is the secret of bhakti, the secret of advancement in bhakti. Okay. So we'll discuss more about it in the coming shlokas because these shlokas, especially this part of the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sankhya Yoga, described by Bhagwan Kapil, is very, very special. The Sankhya Yoga described by Bhagwan Kapil is the same as Bhagavad Gita. There is no difference, and very, very special part of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we'll discuss more about it. Those who are new to the channel can subscribe. All of you can like, comment, share. We'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.